90.9 The Bridge, and we're so incredibly excited to have this band join us in the Bridge studios. Relatively local. They came together in Como, Columbia, Missouri, but we've got some Kansas Cityites as well. One, Hunter.
I'm just repping the hat.
Oh, that's
That's my hat.
Yeah, he gave it to me.
I am talking about the band Sex Nachos, who we've been so happy and privileged to be able to play here on the Bridge for quite a few years now, and who have had some exciting things percolating, which I'm really happy to be able to talk about with the band. They're playing tonight at the Madrid with Valley, so make sure to get on out there and see these guys live. You're gonna hear why in just a little bit if you're not familiar with this band. Been Somebody and Walk Away, the newest singles. Sex Nachos, thanks for joining us here on the Bridge.
Thanks so much for having us.
It's our pleasure.
It's an honor.
Something I love about this band too, such a collaborative process. And so every one of these guys has a vocal mic. Jack filling in for Kev, who just had a beautiful big baby boy. There's some alliteration for you. So thank you, Jack, for being here.
Applause for the baby. Yeah.
On the keys if you're facing the stage from left to right. So Jack and then Mitch on guitar. Very nice. Hunter on drums. We've got Sammy on lead. And of course, Chase on bass. Thank you, guys. All right. So that being said, Chase on bass. Even though you guys came together at the University of Missouri in Columbia, you're in Nashville now. How's that going?
Honestly, we love Nashville. We have made so many amazing connections in Nashville. Obviously, like just being in a different place and meeting a lot of creative, like-minded people that are in bands like us, or maybe they're a singer-songwriter, or they do so many other different things in that same musical space. And we just love meeting those kinds of people, as you can imagine. And so it's a great place to live and play and work. But yeah, no, I'll let the other guys talk about it too.
It's going well.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
It's going well.
Well, and even though you are in Nashville, still, like, the local love is strong. You guys have a bunch of local connections. I was watching some videos. You were out on tour with Hembry, and so you're wearing a Hembry shirt. Isaac Flynn produced Primavera, your most recent full-length album, which is your fourth. Hopefully getting ready for a fifth, maybe. I know we can't talk about it. Like, along with your name, which is you signed a non-disclosure agreement. I have to say it just for people who haven't heard.
Well, not quite an NDA, but a blood pact.
Oh, blood pact.
Yeah.
It's much more binding.
That is way more binding. So did you cut each other's like hands? How did this go
There's
down?
an ancient demon that signed it with blood. It's a
Hunter,
whole
we
really
can't
shouldn't
talk
talk
about
about
Oh,
that.
sorry,
Can't
sorry.
disclose
Too much.
things, yeah.
I really, for the
Demon
sake
would
of your
not be
all's
happy.
souls,
I've
let's maybe
jeopardized
just cut that
everything by
off. We'll
saying
just
that.
stop. We'll stop talking about it. Okay, cool. You also worked with your friends, the Greeting Committee. Now, you guys have said that you are, Hippocampus fans as well. I know there are some connections with Greeting Committee there as well. Have you since had a chance to hang with Hippocampus, do some things with
No.
Hippocampus? No.
Not yet.
We need to talk to
Hopefully
Addie about
someday.
that. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, just big fans at this point. But yeah, obviously great friends with Addie and Pierce and all the Greeting Committee folk. Sorry, I'm too far away from the microphone, aren't I? But yeah, no, we love Addie and Pierce. We have a great time hanging with them in Nashville now too. But yeah, no Hippocampus yet, but we're just big fans.
Well, and I was curious because you, with Talk About It, which we played here on the Bridge, a phenomenal single, Sex Nachos, Greeting Committee. How did that collaboration come about then? Did you guys already know those guys?
So I met Addie at Innovation Fest when they played in
Nice.
Where's Will? What year was that?
2022.
2022. Will introduced me to Addie, and we hit it off. And then she moved to Nashville shortly after we did. And she was like, hey, I don't have any friends. I was like, me either. And so we started hanging out and became like good friends. And she came by when we were recording the song. She's like, we would do a feature on this song. I was like, okay, then let's do it. And it turned out really cool. And
Well, it's
we're
beautifully
excited
done.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did a really good job on that song.
Thank you very much.
Something that recently happened too as well that I can only imagine was kind of life-changing, Lollapalooza. Was there anyone that you were just like, man, I hope this person that's playing the bill is going to catch our set tonight, like secretly, and did it happen?
At Lollapalooza?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. Honestly, not that we had a bunch of, amazing family and friends. Chase it.
No, I mean, I don't think any of us would have been bummed if, like, Chapel Roan caught the set. Like, that would have been sweet. Michael Pena.
Yeah.
Michael Pena was side stage.
Wasn't he
for
side
us.
stage? That's what I thought. I saw
Isn't
that.
that really funny though? It's like we were having that same mindset of like which of our favorite musicians on this bill is going to be there, and we turn around and it's Michael Pena, the actor, and he's like, yeah, like, and we're like, whoa, that's not who we were expecting, but yeah, no, I mean, it was still like one of the best days of our lives. Lollapalooza was fantastic.
You guys are a very collaborative band. Anybody who ever sees you play can just feel the familial nature. And I'm really curious about the songwriting process as it unfolds, right? So how do you guys go about this?
Well, sometimes I'll make a demo and bring it into the rehearsal space, and then we tear it apart and rebuild it from the bottom up with everyone writing their own parts. Recently, and the way I prefer it, is we've been writing a lot together, whether it be in the studio or in the rehearsal space, and then regardless, I'll throw lyrics on later in top line. But it's really fun when we're all like in the room writing the song. I think that's the best part about it.
Yeah, and then not to mention that sometimes we'll write the song in the space and then go back and make a demo, and then by the time it actually ends up in the recording studio, we then tear it apart then, and then make something completely different.
It's a lot of tearing apart.
There's a lot of tearing, there's a lot of...
It's a very destructive process.
a lot of
think it's
building
that
and
much.
tearing and breaking down. But obviously, like, the sounds that we can make in the demos just on Logic in Sammy's studio, his home studio, then we try and translate those to the live, or to the recording studio, and they just end up being, like, completely different, or we just kind of go in whatever direction like really pulls us in that studio, and sometimes we end up with something like Been Somebody, where we were just we were experimenting with sounds, and we were like, wow, let's just, I mean, this feels good, it sounds good, like never have I ever played a guitar part like that on a record, so it just made its way in.
The songs definitely evolve from the demos.
Yes, it definitely evolved. That's
It's
maybe
pretty
the
cool.
best way to put it. Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, I am curious then. We asked this question of Addie too when Greeting Committee were in the studio. How did working with Isaac in the studio then on your last album
Well,
play into that as well?
Well, studio is, I guess, is a weighted term. So it was in our the first floor of our house. We used at the time it was Hunter's room. We used his closet as a vocal booth.
Closets are the best vocal booths.
Tell your friends, yeah. But no, working with Isaac was so good. He's. I mean, I'm sure most of you either know or have seen Hembry, but Isaac's an awesome guy to work with. He's very quick. He's got some awesome ideas. He was a treat to work with. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, it started, we did drums and a few other things, like maybe bass and maybe Wurlitzer piano with Kevin in the studio. But then everything after that, we just did 2 days in the studio, and then we just brought it all home, and we're like, set up our dining room table into, like, put up monitors, put up a computer, and like, well, let's just do the rest at home.
We recorded the guitar amp in Hunter's room, too.
Oh my God,
that was
yeah.
crazy.
And you say that a closet is the best vocal, vocal room, unless you have a vocal room. That would be the best vocal room. But
Thank you. Yeah, that's true.
Isaac's the best, though, truly. Such a good friend, and really taught us a lot during that time, and always a good hang.
And it's fun, to that point, it's fun making something with someone who's a friend, too, because then it's much less like, oh, we're paying this producer, and it's scary, and what if he hates all this stuff? It's like, no, Isaac's a friend, he's going to be honest with us, and also contribute ideas accordingly. So that was great, and it was 2 weeks of just, day in, day out, 8 a.m. to midnight, just fun, raw, creative space, which was cool.
we've been really lucky with all the producers that we've been working with lately, too. Both of the singles that are out right now were with Micah Talks, who is a Nashville producer that we just love all of the stuff that he's worked on, and so we were just fangirling getting in the studio and working with him. Lately, we've been working with Aaron Wagner of a band that we're really, really good friends with, Vo, who is actually on the road with us through the last, February and March. So it's really awesome working with friends because it feels like more fun than work.
Well, Mitch, you mentioned being on the road, and I will have to say, and I've told a couple of people here in the building too, I have never laughed more doing research for a band than post-Sex Nachos. Like, I was here later last night, and I came out of the room, and I'm like wiping my eyes. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, no, it's all good. It's post-Sex Nachos. Your TikTok is on point, okay? Let's just talk about that. Being on the road and being in a van. Now, is this just something, I don't go touring. I am not in a band. I don't go on the road. So I don't know if this is a thing where bands just hold up their phones. For people who haven't seen Post-Sex Nachos, is it a thing who haven't seen your TikTok?
Oh, yeah. You're talking about so for those who haven't seen it, we were on the way back from a gig in Atlanta, and we were just traveling with our van, which is a Ford 13-passenger van and a trailer. And
Vanessa, right?
Yeah, Vanessa. Her name is Vanessa.
Okay, thank you.
She's wonderful.
She's a cool one.
So we were driving, and the exact same setup pulled up next to us, like a white Ford E350 passenger van with a trailer, and we see they're holding up on their phone the words, "What band?" And so we were like, oh, this is so funny. And so we said Post-Sex Nachos. And it turned out to be this band called Anxious, which they're fantastic.
I was fangirling.
They were
They're
also
awesome,
on tour.
yeah.
But it was such a funny, you immediately, when you're out on the road, you recognize, oh, that's probably a band. That's a church group.
I was going to say, sometimes it's a family camping.
Yeah, it's very easy. It takes maybe 5 seconds to identify it. Our van is very inconspicuous. We've got so many stickers. Yeah. If you get to the front, you see us driving it, you're like, okay, that's just a bunch of hooligans in a band.
Yeah.
And you can tell usually, sometimes you drive by and you're like, we have a joke all the time. Any big vehicle we pass, we're like, band? Are you in a band?
Well, it's a good signifier is if, usually it's like, okay, are they mid-20s to mid-30s, and how haggard do they look? Do they look like they haven't slept in a bed for the past 5 days?
Can you see trash on the windshield? Yeah. That's a band.
Much less granola, though, without Kevin in the van. Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad, because I was worried, particularly with your name, holding it up and it not being a band.
If you add a question mark to the end, then it becomes a problem.
It becomes an invite.
Okay. I feel much better about this. Thank you. Especially with church groups. You just mentioned it. I know the advent of the band, Chase and Sammy, you were in your mom's basement, but you met in an a cappella group or an audition? I'm picturing straw hats and
Did your research.
vests, and I'm just very curious about this.
We auditioned for the same a cappella group, Mizzou Forte.
Okay.
We met in line to go do the parts. I got cut maybe 30 minutes after that. I believe Sammy got in first try. But no, then we didn't talk for another 4 months after that? Yeah. You said something like, I don't talk to non-a cappella kids.
That sounds like me.
But no, and then we just every time we saw each other, we're like, oh man, we got to jam. We're gonna jam one of these days. And then we finally we did. We realized that we lived 20 minutes from each other in St. Louis, and we got together in his mom's basement and wrote "Vows," our very first single.
This is a theme, like vows and blood pacts.
Oh,
Is this
it was
you guys
a
are very
precursor,
serious.
for sure.
In this. Yeah.
Thought of it like that.
There's a thematic through line in all of our work.
So something I haven't found a lot about, though, we have the start of the band, but what about musical backgrounds? You guys, I imagine you're vocalists. Did you grow up in really musical household? We want to start with Sammy, who we'd like to start with. Yeah?
My dad is a ripping guitar player.
Nice.
And he also played the piano. And so we had a piano and guitars in the house. And my oldest brother, Danny, who I always wanted to be just like when I was little. Both of my brothers rule. But Danny was always doing the things that I was excited about, like skateboarding and playing guitar and singing, being in a band. And I kind of started playing the bass that I could jam with him at home. And then I did choir. and then I did an all-state choir, and then I did all this stuff.
What'd you
here.
get? Did you get like? Did you get like a 1 at
state?
At state?
At
Yeah.
Mizzou, yeah.
Absolutely, you did. Yeah,
I worked hard for that. But then, yeah, this has been the best thing, though. Through all of it, it's been so fun.
On the other end of the spectrum, I think my whole family will question how my brother and I both ended up being musicians with no one else in the family ever playing music ever except my great aunt. But that's about it. And so we just, honestly, kind of similar to him, like my brother started playing guitar, now I wanted to start playing guitar. And then I learned through YouTube, honestly. When he got lessons at Mozingo Music in St. Louis, I was like, well, they're teaching the same thing. Marty Schwartz on YouTube is doing the same thing. So I just, some people know who Marty Schwartz is. But yeah, no, it just kind of happened pretty organically with the internet being a valuable resource for teaching music. And I played middle school band, and then I switched to choir in high school, and then I kind of fit together the guitar playing and singing, and that's eventually how Sammy and I met in St. Louis. Was at a place called The Wolf, was a coffee shop near us that did open mics, where it was like, all of a sudden I have a place to like go sing the cover song that I really like, instead of just taking a video of it on my phone. And that's where we met in the music community there before we even went to Mizzou. Yeah.
That's awesome.
We were just kids back then. Yeah.
Chase or Hunter or Jack, you're welcome to answer as well.
I hate to follow the same theme of like, oh, I just wanted to impress my older brother. but
Older siblings take note, is all I'm saying.
No, I mean, that's precisely what it was. No one else musical. My dad was in seminary school. He got kicked out, but I think they make you learn some sort of like choral vocal training. I don't know, but I don't know if he was in it for long enough. But no, I mean, my brother made me play drums because he's a great guitarist. So he just wanted me to like, have something to back him up, and I wasn't good at that. So he had me learn bass, and that was good enough. And I'm not good enough to play guitar in this band. So so I stuck with this one.
That counts. That is a guitar.
What about you, Hunter?
I played drums for like 6 months when I was in kindergarten, and then didn't play basically anything throughout middle school and high school. No one in my family is musical, but they all like good music, so I was listening to a lot of good music. And then these two jokes started the band and needed a drummer, and so I lied, and I was like, oh yeah, I can play the drums. And now here we are, so it's great.
Can you say "moke" on the radio?
I think so. Okay. I hope so. We can blurt it out if not.
I think you know what that means.
Yeah, but yeah, that's about it. I like
guess
music. I like
I'll go
listening to
too.
music. That's my background.
Well, I started with a pipe organ teacher when I was like 5 or something, and it was like a big pipe organ in a big church. But we moved on from that, and then I moved to regular piano, and then I go to school now in Tennessee, and that's where I met these hooligans. They were like, "We need a keyboard player." And
You can say hooligans, just if you'd like.
Hooligans.
That's good. I was gonna double check that.
Yeah.
Yes,
But-
and Kevin did a fantastic job, essentially teaching Jack in the matter of how long was that? Like 2 weeks?
A day.
A day.
Kind of.
The parts to our songs that got us through while Kevin is on paternity leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did just want to go back to if you didn't catch that whole like Hunter got into the band on a lie.
There's a lot of. There's a whole lot
And
of
so did
untruths.
Mitch.
I did technically, yeah, I left that part out of the story, is that when they asked me to join the band, they asked me to play keyboard or piano. And I said, oh, yeah, I could do that. And yeah, it's a lie. Yes, the foundation of this band was built on lying and joking. So, as you can maybe tell.
So how good was Hunter though after not playing for like
So bad.
10 years?
So bad. Don't let them lie to you. It took many, many years, and until Mitch and Kevin joined, and I was like, oh God, these guys are pretty good. I was like, I need to get better.
I felt like we were all three equally matched in terms of our skill at the time when we started the band.
And then two very talented musicians joined, and we were like, oh God.
We're like, we're good now.
Hunter, that's like a double insult, too.
Yeah, I know, sorry. But
Yeah, I wasn't worried about how bad I was until good people joined.
tell me I'm lying, though.
Well, I will say, You guys bring so much joy in your music and your stage presence. We do this thing here at the Bridge where and every time we have artists in, and I like to get to ask them about this, it's called Sound Minds, where we examine the connection between music, artists, and the listeners, and the impact that it has on people's mental health, right? And so many times that's such a heavy question because it's like, how has music changed your life? But I don't want to forget about the joy. And so what do you guys think that mental health, like how do you relate music and mental health when you think about that idea?
It's a great question.
That's a
Wow.
fantastic question. Oh, man.
I think the easy answer for me is, we often talk about how what we do as a band is like such a privilege to be able to do. And there's so many stressors that come with touring and making music. And, obviously we have disagreements and arguments sometimes about the right thing. Like, it can be as simple as like, hey, we need to leave at 8 a.m. tomorrow. It's like, nah, we could leave at 8:30. And like, we get into arguments or like, even in the studio, like creative decisions about like, the song should be this or it should be this or that. And at the end of the day, I think the thing that I always come back to is like, we're just making music and like what a joy that is to be able to do that. And so, at least for me, like the happiest part of touring for me is obviously just being on stage and being able to play and collaborate and like, it's so that it just fuels, it fuels the rest of it. And it's just like, it really is just this well of joy, I think, for a lot of us, if not all of us,
It's tough to keep that perspective all the time, like you're saying. But completely agree, Hunter. Yeah, there's an aspect to where music and actually playing the music itself is like the escape, the healthy escape, just of getting lost in music and what we'd love to do. And the business side of this band is still very much enjoyable, but that's the part that sometimes feels like work, but you just have to remember that it's to be able to come up here and play. And you have to remember that all the time, because if you don't, it feels like a job. But no, we truly are privileged to be able to come here and do this and, get to put, and we have enough support to put more gas in the van to keep doing it and go to the next place. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed with all of that. Those are really good points. I sound like I'm being facetious, but I promise I'm not. I have a tone issue. I think something that has kind of blown my mind personally, and I'm sure all the rest of the guys too, over the past few years, there have been a lot of people who have like come forward or like come DM'd us or what have you with like these really emotional stories about how like our songs like helped them through some time, which is like crazy because, we all have songs like that from our lives that helped us through really tough experiences, but never did we think that one of our songs would be that for someone. And it's crazy because there have been people who've like gotten tattoos and stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like you want to immortalize that on you forever? But also it's like such a deep honor to like play that role in someone. It's crazy to be that for other people.
Yeah, I think
very grateful for that.
I think since I kind of came into the Nachos journey like a little later, I really got a cool perspective of how like their music really plays to the audience. And it really just feels like, I've played in a lot of other bands before, but it really just feels like a family. Like they're so close with all their fans. And I think that's a big part of why like a lot of people have those experiences. It's just like you feel so close to the music and it's such happy music and you can really just feel it, especially live. It's awesome. So.
Yeah, we're just in the thanks, Jack. Yeah. No, we were just in the business of trying to, like, again, every time we approach the stage mentality is like, how can we make it the best 30 to 40 to fit, however long we're playing, how can we make that the best experience for anyone watching us possible to leave and say, hey, this was better than whatever else I would have been doing that night. And that's cool to try to curate that and put together like not just a set, but like a show, like like full entertainment, and I think that's exhilarating for all of us.
That's I think we come back to that point a lot of just like making a night special for people who could have stayed at home. It's like, I mean, Love Island's on like every night, like it's
We're competing with it tonight.
We're probably competing with it every night. But we have to think about that. People took the time and took the money to support and buy a ticket, and that's really tough to do these days sometimes. And you just have to give it back to them. Yeah,
I love that. All of that being said, then, Chase, do you think that it's only fair that the rest of the band get a nacho chip tattoo?
that's true. You know what, though?
Yeah,
Yes,
we got a coffee cup.
we all got our little coffee cup.
How do you know about the nacho chip? That's
Not even
It's on his leg.
I think there's probably
That's on my thigh.
there's probably
It's on the internet, dude.
Photos and reviews. Also, it's educated guess. You've got so many other tattoos of everybody.
They're so dumb. But no, we do. We have our matching guy right here.
Yeah, talk about these. I didn't know about these. So talk about these.
These are done by our friend Hannah. What's the name of her studio? It's in it's like Tattoos by Hannah.
It's called Hannah Does My Tattoos.
Nice.
So it's this tattoo shop based in Pittsburgh. And she's a friend, and so the last couple of times, actually, we've played in Columbus, Ohio, strangely enough. Her and her partner have driven in, and then they've given us tattoos in the green room, before the show, and so it's just kind of become this tradition. So the last time, we all got matching coffee cups, so we all have that to immortalize coffee, which was our first song that we ever really had any sort of traction online. And she's done a bunch of other ones on it. Like she did this one, she did that, it's and she's great. So if you ever need a tattoo in Pittsburgh, Hannah Does My Tattoos.
Hannah and Taylor not only come set up a mobile tattoo booth in the green room of the basement, which I think is closed now in Columbus, but they also brought us snacks,
So many snacks.
and gifts.
Yeah.
They made me a cross stitch of one of our lyrics.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They've become very good friends.
They're
Yeah.
so nice.
And I do think it's funny and worth mentioning that you've never seen someone as scared as you see an opening band walk into the green room and they're watching. They're like, "Oh my God, what is happening?" It's just it's a tattoo. It's a tattoo. But still, very much definitely, it's only tattoos I've ever gotten are from them. Still,
Yeah.
And I really cherish
best.
those for
Truly
that
the
reason
best.
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys strike me as a band that has a lot of rituals. This is
We
I
did
know.
forget to do that. Yeah.
I said it.
Actually,
I
the
said
first
it.
show in years that we haven't done our pre-show ritual.
I said it. I was like, something's going to go wrong.
I mean,
We are
it's not
we are
technically-
definitely a very superstitious band.
This is an event. This isn't really technically a show.
Oh,
this is an event.
Thank
so
you
it's
for
okay.
helping.
Yeah, no, this is an event.
yeah.
Tonight is the
We're
show.
safe.
This is
Oh
an
my
event.
God.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
This is an
event.
You're
This is an
welcome. It's just okay. It's okay. It's okay.
We are
No,
definitely
this
a
is
superstitious
This is
band,
a
though.
session, member session. That's
There
what
we
we
go.
call them,
There we go.
909 member sessions. So
And we
you're
just
totally
left
okay.
out.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, we knock on wood. It's
Knocking on
a lot.
wood.
We did
We're not
do.
religious. We just do it.
It's just it's the whole blood pact thing. There's a lot of superstition
stuff
that's
we
tied
can
up in
talk
that,
about.
which we really can't talk
We can't talk about it. But the stuff that we did, I mean, we didn't forget everything. We still, every time we approach the venue, we listen to the same 5 songs in succession, and it gets us in the right headspace.
And
If
why
we-
do we keep those 5 songs is because we deviated from the norm once, and that was a year-ish ago in Wichita, Kansas, when we got super robbed.
Yeah.
Our trailer was
Literally
stolen,
the next
and we're
day.
like, okay, we're going back to the usual songs.
It's a true story. It's a true story.
So did you do something to come back from that after that show? Because that story, you guys are so wonderful, okay? They got their entire gear, all their gear, totally stolen. They did a crowdfunder. They got $30,000 to replace all of your stuff. And then why don't you guys tell the rest of that story?
They found it. Yeah. They found it 3 days later. So we were like, hey, email us. We're going to refund you. All of
It was the most ridiculous 72 hours of our life. I remember we'd finished playing, we were on tour with Here Come the Mummies, great band, fantastic band. We just finished playing the Boulder Theater, And we were staying with some friends. This was 2 days after we had gotten robbed. Everyone was still like, just absolutely shell-shocked. And we were staying at our friend Zoe's parents' house, and we were in the basement. It was 1 a.m. We were all delirious, and Chase gets a call and stands up, and we all kind of stop talking because we start to listen to what is being said. And he turns around, and he's literally crying. He's like, "They found it. They found our stuff."
We're like, speaker. And to clarify, the thieves realized that there was press out everywhere. We were interviewed by the news in Wichita. They maybe realized how much all of our instruments were, and I think maybe more importantly, they found our cash box. They took the cash and they just
Dumped
left
everything.
everything.
I'd like to think that they realized the wrong of their ways.
We need to change.
Maybe they pulled up the Spotify and they're like, "Oh,
Hey, did
We stole from these guys?
Did you know what vehicle they stole our U-Haul trailer in?
No.
It's a U-Haul truck.
It's a stolen U-Haul truck.
A stolen double whammy.
U-Haul centipede is what we call it."
Yeah.
It was the most ridiculous thing. So we went and picked up our stuff and gave the money back, and it was the worst 72 hours of all of our lives. It was
also lucky that
it was also crazy.
It was also very
it was
heartening
yeah.
to know that our people have our backs.
We cried so much. So much.
we're the luckiest band in the world. Not only that, but we were on a route that literally took us back through Kansas City. So we were with off days. They were like, "Okay, let's head back to Wichita and pick up our stuff, and then we could go back." We didn't have to go all the way back anywhere. Yeah. We literally, besides the 3-hour drive from here to Wichita, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things on 2 off days. We were completely the luckiest band of all time. Yes.
Are you allowed to tell us the 5 songs, or are we not allowed to talk about that?
Oh yeah, for sure. The 5
can you?
songs,
Oh, I don't know. Hunter.
the pre-song
No, I'm just saying.
before the show.
Okay, yeah, we can.
Oh, should we keep it a secret? Oh.
We've
it's
told
out
people.
it's on the internet.
I don't think
No,
so.
it's fine.
I was gonna say, it's like
We start off with Godzilla by Blue Oyster Cult. Next.
Cocaine Country Dancing by Paul Cawthon.
And Read Me My Rights by Matt F. Bosler, not Brantley Gilbert's version. Matt F. Bosler's
Matt F.
version.
Bosler.
What's after that? I forget.
New Guru by
New
Wolfpack.
Guru by Wolfpack.
And then we rounded out with Pink Pony Club by Chapel Roan. And it's got to be those 5.
And it has to be in that order or else something gets stolen.
Yeah,
It's just the way it works.
that's the way it goes. It's simple math.
Okay, so I do want to talk about one more potentially life-changing thing that has very recently happened. So what was this, just a few days ago? When did this happen? A Spotify playlist, I don't know if you guys are familiar with James Gunn, the new Superman movie. He was asked on Spotify, and you've gotten shout-outs before from Kevin O'Leary from the Shark Tank, and the hacky sack guy on Mizzou campus. But James Gunn was asked to build lists for each character in the new Superman movie, and Sex Nachos is on that list.
I still think we have no idea how he found us, or I'd like to think that there's some kind of Missouri connection with him being from St. Louis. But in December, he posted his 2024 favorites, and the song "Workout" was on it. And of course, we freaked out and we're like, "Oh my gosh, he put us on on his playlist! This is fantastic!" And the next playlist that he makes is for Superman, and he puts the same song "Workout" on it, which is a tremendous honor. We have no idea how it happened, but we are just, we're as big superhero fans and as big movie fans, we're so honored that a guy that is known for having a good taste in music likes our music.
I want to hang out with James
I
Gunn,
know.
man. Come on.
sure.
He's got such
all
good
the
taste in
Guardians of the
music.
Galaxy soundtracks.
Yeah,
Pretty
come
nuts.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
shout
put
out to
us in the
Tori,
movie,
by the way,
man.
your buddy Tori, because she's the one who had that little nugget of information.
Tori.
So thank you, Tori and Jacqueline. Well, all right, one more thing then. And you're Jimmy Olsen, by the way, too. It's the very first song under Jimmy Olsen.
I
Isn't
like
that
that
crazy?
description.
That's our
Go-
boy.
go
I
listen
hope
to
he's a good person in the movie.
It's a very funny description. Go listen to it, and it's it's very funny. He's like, "This is the kind of music that Jimmy likes," and then it's us.
Also, very cool idea. It's a very novel idea to have a director of playlist songs for. I thought it was very cool.
What if Jimmy's just a bad guy?
He's not, come on.
Yeah,
It's Jimmy Olsen. He's a little likable guy.
He's a cute little guy.
We
I
should
haven't
probably
seen it
watch
yet.
that movie.
Different universe, but which Spider-Man is the best?
Oh,
Toby.
Into the Spider-Verse, Miles Morales.
That's good.
Personally, yeah, for sure.
Nick Johnson from that movie. He plays.
Yeah, dude, so good.
Maybe we're conflicted.
I figured it would be Toby. You guys have a song after Toby.
Where we definitely spelled his name wrong in the song title.
It's all right.
Gentlemen, cannot thank you enough for taking the time. I know tour days can be busy days, so we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Genuine
guys.
pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming,
everybody.
Thank you for being here too. Thank you guys.
Now available on 90.9 The Bridge YouTube.